Hello everyone. I am Steve and welcome to another Mac84 live stream. Today we're going to be looking at some Macintosh SE 30s and hopefully we can fix them up because I have like 3 or 4 of them stacked up here. My goodness. Hopefully somebody can confirm that all the audio is good, all the video is good, all that fun stuff. Had some difficulty with the cameras here today, so they're sort of in a weird spot, but it works. We have got 20 people already here. And Jay says the audio and video is good. Excellent. All right, who's here? We have Jay, we have Sadmac, we have Nicholas, we have Craig, we have Raw Elements, Jiltech, Grayscale. Nice name, Grayscale. Let's see. Dave. Hello, David. Zodium. And it's been too long indeed. Raw Elements, Sega. Wells is here, and Nick is here, Grant is here, Justin's here, Eric's here. I think that's about it. All right. Yeah, camera goes in and out of focus. What can you do? But we're not going to be looking at much of me today. Be looking at some logic boards today. And so that's really all you need to see. Really. Just a few updates on some random things before we dive right into it. I just posted on my Patreon for Patreon members there. There is a recorded version of the presentation I gave at the Trenton Computer Festival. That's not always going to be an exclusive. It's just, early there for my patrons. It will be posted publicly in a week or so. But that's the hour-long presentation I gave on March 20th. And that's about restoring, collecting, and finding and purchasing vintage computers and all that fun stuff. Highly recommend you check that out if you're a patron. If not, only $1 a month. They don't gatekeep different perks for different people. You give what you give, and I give you something because you guys give me something. So I like to give back to you guys whenever I can. Okay, so that's that. Have a few cool things that came up here. Let me just pull up the email so I don't mispronounce this individual's name. So let me pop open my email real quick. How's everyone doing today? It's been lovely weather here, actually. Nice change of weather. And I really can't complain because it's a little cold out, but not too bad, actually. So, really am doing quite well. Hopefully, in your neck of the woods, it's doing well. Dave says all good. Grayscale says all good. Okay, sweet. All right, so let's sign into this here so I can the authentication. Hold, please. There we go. Yes, I'm going to trust the browser that I trusted 5 billion times before. But let me just click that button one more time just to make sure I actually trust it. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't get too hot too quickly because we have to replace our air conditioner. Our central air unit. It's going to be expensive. It's going to be about, how many SE30s is that going to be? So, yeah. That's gonna be fun. Anyway, so I'm stalling for time as I find this message. Here we go. So on the topic of old computers, which is always the topic of old computers, and hello Retro Techie, if I didn't say hello to you already, and the Obsolete Techie, and Steven, and anybody else who's joined. Mike from Mike's Mac Shack is here. Thomas is here. My goodness, everyone just keeps on coming. Okay. And, yeah, 30-odd people watching, so hello. All right, so I heard this from, let me get my source straight here, from Ron McAdams from Macintosh fame. He also has a YouTube channel, so check out Ron's computer videos on YouTube. But Ron informed me that there was a guy on the 68K MLA forums who goes by the name of Mac Doogie, Doogie, who is making these very interesting little adapters. And unfortunately, he's stopped making the adapters. Apparently, they weren't perfect. He had a few bugs to work out there. But the adapter, hey, Vendley. The adapter that he ended up making is quite a desirable one. I believe he made these in 2015 or 2016. In fact, the PCB says 2015 on it. And this basically allows you to plug into an Apple IIe card. That's this port right there. And it gives you ports. Instead of you needing that elusive Y cable, let's wait for this camera to focus. There we go. We have the DB19 port in the middle there for your floppy drive. We have an internal version of that there too. And then we have the joystick connector there. So the whole purpose behind that breakout cable is to get that Apple IIe card functioning. Without that, you could do a lot of stuff except access a disk drive and a joystick. And what fun is that? So this replaces one of those elusive Y adapters. Unfortunately, he's no longer making these. I don't think this would be too difficult of a project, I guess, for someone else to take on if all the source files were provided. The schematics and the wiring diagrams and all that fun stuff for the Y cable has been online for a while. But this is an alternative. Now, it doesn't fit flush with the case on all machines, and this it's all wobbly because I haven't soldered it together. It is a kit, but it's really neat. I mean, this little PCB board is nice and tidy. Well, it was until I dropped the darn thing. Oh my goodness, there go all the pieces. But it's like Legos, you can just put it back together. Instant replay. So yeah, I'm going to put that back in the little baggie so I don't lose all the pieces. We are professionals. The royal we, not me. Okay, so put that back in there. But yeah, that's going to be fun to play around with. Now, I know there are some limitations to this. I think there were some bugs to iron out on this. And so, yeah, that'll be something to play around with. I don't have the Y cable for my Apple IIe card, so this will be very, very helpful. All right, so let me put that back over there. And the other thing I got, this took forever to come. These are a bunch of reprogrammable ROM chips. And these, I believe, should fit for the Macintosh Color Classic 2. Hello, Christopher. And so these are to reprogram ROMs for Macintosh Classic 2 and probably some other Macs too. I ordered these the middle of February and they just came today. So that tells you how long that took. It's on the very, very slow boat from China. So, yeah. All right, so we're going to put that back in this envelope here. But of course, the main event today, is the board open source? I have no idea. You'd have to ask Mac Doogie on the 68K MLA forums, or I'm sure he's made a forum post about the Apple IIe breakout adapter. So I would suggest doing a search on the 68K MLA forums if they're up, and and yeah. All right, so I have 3 SE30 boards here. 3. We're going to see if we can get them working. I need to bring up some notes. Yes, we have a slightly new angle. I have to bring up some notes. We all need a new angle on life. Oh, Professor Farnsworth. So I am just going to bring up, if I could bring this up here. There we go. That work? Maybe? Yeah, I remember my password. Okay, so, hello, Adam. Speaking of making ROMs, quick question to anyone who may know. Is it possible to make a ROM upgrade of regular SE to... Yes! Yes, it is, Zodium. That's something I am working on, trying to figure out more details of. I believe Kai, again, from the 68K MLA forums, made an adapter, because from what I recall, the EEPROMs for the regular Macintosh SE are a bit hard to find, or they don't make them anymore. So you could get similar ones, but the pinout is different. So he made a little board that sits on those sockets and switches around some of those pins, and then has these little sockets you could put the upgradable or the flashable ROMs into. So if you have, and I'm just talking about my butt here, I think that might not be for the FDHD, it might be for like the 800K to the 1.4 megabyte. I think that's what it is. Yeah, sorry, not the FDHD. I'm talking about from the 800K to the 1.4 meg, I think. I may be confusing things, but anyway, something like along those lines. But Apple doesn't make them. What? Hey, Trina, welcome to the chat. But I'm not the expert on that. Go look at the forums. I'm sure there's a load of information there. And I have ice cream all over my hands because I'm a very clean person. Okay, this is off to a good start. All right, so I have one individual here. I have to just read the name off the box here. And just look them up in my little inventory system here, care of Brankus Creations. So thank you very much, Bruce. I don't think he's watching here, but I'm going to give him a plug anyway. So go to recapofmac.com, subscribe to Brankus Creations on YouTube. You're probably already subscribed to him because he's a fantastic individual. So be sure to do that. And I'm just going to do some house cleaning here. I'm just going to open up that ticket on my system, and then I just have to make some notes here before I begin. So I know whose board I'm working on. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, Adam says you need 2 ROMs and a disk controller chip to upgrade to FDHD. Yes, that does sound correct. Okay, so I'm going to open up this. I'm going to open up this. The Brankus eye is always watching. This is very true. You have to be very careful. Even if he's not watching, he is. And even if he's not watching, one of the Mac84 guys will say I'm talking smack about him, and then he's going to join in like 5 seconds. Be like, what were you saying? And I'm saying, I didn't say anything. And they're going to be like, nah, he missed it. All right, so the first one here, we have 2. So let me just make notes on this here. Let's see. Okay, so we have... You didn't miss anything, TechStation. We're just blathering on here. We're about to start a repair. So I have 2 Macintosh SE 30s to start here. The first one is from a client, and I am just going to copy this information here into a little ticket so I don't lose this and don't forget whose system I'm working on here. So just bear with me here. I know this is very exciting, but feel free to ask me any questions you may have. And I will make my best attempt to answer them as I fuss around here. Copying, pasting data from a spreadsheet. So exciting. I know, it's so exciting. So exciting. Why can't I click on that? Oh, that's right. Okay, so this is an SE30, and the individual said, I've been trying to recap my SE30 board. However, it's more of a problem than I thought it would be originally. I removed all the caps and been trying to put axial caps on, but I'm having some issues. I need someone with more soldering experience to help. Right on. All right, so that sounds like something we could do. So let me just save this here. Save. All right. Okay. All right. So, do you only work on Mac, Steve? No, that is not true. I work on all sorts of electronics. In fact, good segue there, TechStation. I have an obsession with weird things. And this is one of them. I picked this up fairly recently. Let me switch the camera here. This is a lovely slab of beige, or dirty beige, because this thing came from the recycling center. I have not fixed it up really. So I am a mere Padawan. Bruce is the Jedi Master. So yeah, this is a slab of plastic, and you might be able to figure out what this is. It says Canon on it, and it has some transforming like flaps here. It's a floppy drive in one corner. So essentially, you open this up here. You got a little screen and a little keyboard, so you might be able to start guessing what that is. And then on this side here, there's a printer. Look at that. Yes, Bruce, you could be Han Solo, and I'll be your faithful Wookiee. Okay, so I'll be like a Wookiee and rip this whole stupid thing apart. There we go. All right, so this is a weird little contraption here. Hey, Ron, just gave you a shout out before. because I was showing off the little 2E breakout board you taught me about. So how about that? So yeah, so this is a what the heck is this thing? A Star Rider Jet 300. Way to go on the naming there, Canon. Introducing the Canon Star Rider Jet 300 EW5X5000 Deluxe. So yeah, the problem with this thing is it's very cool, but it never came with the power adapter. I bought this from the e-waste place probably for under $10 or whatever, and I tried to plug it in and it didn't want to work. So I ended up buying the power adapter off eBay. Let me stretch and get it. There's this old brick of a thing. And this is a 13.5 volts, 1 amp. It's a center positive pin adapter. So I plugged this in, and then plugged into this, and yeah, no dice. And then I plugged my multimeter onto this, and nothing. So I think the power adapter is dead. The seller on eBay gave me a refund. And then I tried a similar power adapter, similar voltage, and nothing. So I ended up carefully... Watch, it won't come apart now. It is an inkjet printer. It's like a little bubble inkjet printer. There we go. So I already removed the cable that goes to the screen here. So just show this off quickly because it's fun. Look at that. So we have the keyboard here. We have the printer mechanism, obviously, right here. That's a little BC10 black ink cartridge for the inkjet. And then we have a floppy drive. Looks like a standard PC floppy drive, which is pretty cool. And here's the power jack. Now, I tested the continuity of that jack, and it seems to be soldered onto the board okay. And that fuse seems to be okay. None of these caps look like they're leaking. There is some residue by one of these connectors, so maybe somebody spilled something long ago, but I have not taken this apart further than this. I have not. So, yeah, I mean, I have to mess around with this further. I basically ripped it off, ripped the cover off, tried the power adapter, and yeah. Thank you, Ron, for the super chat. Eep! Steve only repairs word processors now. Only an additional $5 donation will break thy spell. Now that is the cheapest way to ask for more donations, and I fully approve. Thank you very much, Ron. Go check out Ron's computer videos. Excellent YouTube channel there. And of course, one of the fathers of Macintosh. So how could you go wrong? So yeah, I ripped this thing apart. I haven't ripped it apart further because it scares me that if I unscrew the wrong thing, it's going to stop working. But anyway... fun times. I forgot how we got on this tangent, but it's all your fault. Oh boy. It's really neat. I mean, this thing is all dirty. I have to fix it, but I mean, it has a built-in floppy drive and a screen and a printer. What more can you want? What more can you want? As I shake this thing to death. Alright, we're going to put that aside there. Oh, thank you very much, Vandalay. I know your real name, but it escapes me at the moment. Thank you very much. It's greatly appreciated. All right, the spell is broken. Let's get back to what we were doing here. Cool Uncle Joey of Macintosh. Okay, let me just catch up on the chat here real quick. Remember seeing these things in the Sears-style catalogs in the 80s? Yeah. I don't know if it has a battery. That'll be an interesting thing to check. Yes, it does have an inkjet printer in it. All right. Oh, well, thank you very much, Kale. Yes, Vandalay! Say Vandalay! Very fitting that I'm wearing this shirt. It's one of the clean shirts I had, so. Okay, all right. So let's get going here. Why am I turning this camera? I could just simply go like... And now we're on this one. Ooh. Okay, all right. So, yes, it only printed bubbles. Fun fact, most of the Style Riders were actually just Canon-based printers that Apple rebranded, and they did HP ones too. But okay, so one of my clients here says they started on working on their SE30. Well, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. I only do importing of ink cartridges. I don't do exporting anymore. It's too expensive. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to open up this box here. And let's get this over here. Okay, so we have an SE30 board, which has already had the caps removed, which was very nice of the individual. I mean, they started to do the repair. Well, thank you very much, Wells. They started to do the repair. Eep, thank you for that. And Eep to Kale as well. I forgot the Eeps. Oh, Justin, I didn't even read your super chat. It just flew by. Eep, thank you very much. Someone else had to chip in the extra 0.1 cents. iOS app won't let you send even dollar amounts. Very strange, but thank you very much, Justin. Greatly appreciated. How does it boot up without a hard drive? There's probably a ROM on there, Trina. That would be my guess. So this individual started the repair of the SE30, and look at that, they included all the little capacitors. That's nice, saves me some time and some parts. I gotta check this out. Oh, they also had some of these filter circuits here. We'll see if those are needed. But this guy was prepared. Holy moly! All right, it's my kind of customer here. Look at that. Doing all the work for me almost. Well, not all of it, but all right. So we're gonna keep those parts here just for a second. Here's their ROM sim and their memory. I always ask customers to send the memory. Ever since Bruce did that stream where he got a machine sent to him, he fixed it, and then he sent it back to the customer, and the customer said, "Oh, it's not working," and they sent it again, and it turned out they had faulty memory in their system. So, yeah. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong camera. I've got cameras on me. Anyway, okay, all right. Let's get this going here. So here's our SE30 logic board. So let's take this out of the wrap here. Sometimes these sharp corners prevent it from coming out of the bag. Case in point. All right, come on. There we go. We got a nice little bodge wire on the bottom. That's very nice. Let's see. And we have an old school looking Apple video ROM with a little sticker over the window. So, interesting. That's a very early one. Okay, and at first look of these caps, they don't seem to be too bad. I mean, the caps have been removed. All we have is the little pads there. And this is a earlier revision, I believe, because all the other ones I've dealt with recently have a slightly different orientation of the capacitors. But this one doesn't look too bad. We'll look at it under the microscope in a second. We might have to use some of those replacement parts, but hopefully not. Hopefully this is just a recap. I do see a bit of gunge and scunge and whatever adjectives and things that Bruce likes to use on this board, but hopefully that'll just clean off during an ultrasonic cleaning. So let's put this back in there, and we'll move these items over here. Okay. No, I need an image writer for my class. That's where all the money is. All right, so let's switch to our microscope view here. And before I do that, I need to change this to SE30. We're no longer working on that other machine. All right, okay. Hey, Sean. Whoever asked if Sean was here, well, there's your answer. Welcome to the stream, buddy. We are working on a hopefully non-cursed Macintosh SE30. I've had enough of those cursed ones on my bench. Oh, my goodness. So the main issue from this individual was that they could not get the axial capacitor off of this board. And that is not something that is that easy to do, especially on a ground plane there. So, yeah. All right, so try to superjet crashes YouTube. Well, you know what? You can, and this goes for anybody on Mac84.net/web. There's a PayPal button if you really want to. You don't have to, but if you really want to leave me a super chat or just donate, you can PayPal me directly. It saves you a little bit. Well, it saves me a little bit because PayPal's more direct than YouTube. They don't take as many fees and such. I'm used to looking over here, but the camera's over here, so this is going to throw me off. You just joined. Well, perfect timing because we just put the Macintosh SE30 logic board under the microscope. We have 60 people viewing. My goodness. Alright, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to turn the soldering iron off. We're going to change soldering tips here to the larger one, because that is what's required sometimes to get these larger, well, to get these axial capacitor leads, pins, whatever the thing, dealy, to get the axial capacitor dealy. Ooh, that's hot. I think I need a new soldering iron. This thing is just falling apart. Ah, falling apart as he burns himself. Action Retro has spoiled you. Well, he has also spoiled me, because he's sending me one of those upgrade kits. Aren't you, Sean? Now that I said it, you got to do it. I'm sorry, that's just how the internet works. I can't even turn this. Do I need 2 pairs of pliers now? Because that's hot, and it's... Ooh, yeah. I broke this. It's not... It's probably from all the twisting with the thingy. Oh my goodness. Do you have a Power Macintosh 7100 AV? I don't think they made an AV model of the 7100. But I do have the regular 7100. I don't think they made an AV model of that. I could be wrong. It could be my old man brain just not working anymore. But I know they made a 7500 version of... yeah, well, don't try this at home, kids. What are they doing to that poor soldering iron? Just look away, Timmy. This is nothing for you to be concerned about. It's for adults only. Anytime you want to send over a revised link, Bruce, for that replacement soldering iron, it's fine by me. As this circus act goes on. Oh, I'm glad this is zoomed out so people can't see that I'm making as much of an ass out of myself. What is that man doing to the soldering iron? He's trying to avoid getting burned. That's what he's doing. Oh. We'll see how well that works. Yeah, sure. Let's go with that, maybe. If that spontaneously combusts, this stream is over. I'm sorry. Check the note on the PayPal donation. Oh, thank you very much, Zodiac. I appreciate it. I will after the stream. I'm not logged in on this machines, but the 601s all had AV models. What? What? Oh, wait. Was it the 7100 with the PDS card slot that had the weird S-video? Okay, all right, yeah. I think that... I was thinking of the composite video AV in that... I keep looking at that camera. I'm thinking of the 7500 and the 8500 with that AV panel, not the PDS card. Okay. All right. Okay. It's time for Stump Steve. That's not hard to do. Trust me. Trust me. It's been a Monday. It's been a Monday. I got to go to a place and yell at people, and then come home and get frustrated and make phone calls and get more frustrated, and it's fun times. All right, let's get board go thing. So we're gonna put some flux on the little leg that this axial capacitor used to be. Now, this individual actually did a good job with the other axials because I could see through them, which means they are happy little axial holes there. And I'm just going to add a little bit of solder to the little leg here to try and convince it to come out quietly, hopefully. You already fixed your 2E board, but get something else to fix. I mean, come on. We're all waiting. Alright, so I'm just going to add a little bit of solder to the back of this. You're not going to be able to see this just because the board is too high up for the microscope at this point. So I'm just doing this, and then we'll switch back over to the other view. Okay, that nudged it enough. That's good. Alright, so I'm going to flip that back over here. You should be able to see that there. Oh yeah, do the 2SI power supply. That'll keep you busy. Oh, Zodium, I actually have a lot of parts for 27-inch iMacs. Probably not the parts you need, but if you do need a specific part, my garage has like 3 or 4 skeletons of them. So like I said, they were all from, well, I didn't say this part yet. They were all from an e-waste place that were scrapping them because they couldn't get them to work. So they are literally rejected repair parts, but who knows. Just need new GPU. Okay, well, none of mine have working GPUs, unfortunately, so you're stuck there. But there's a list on Mac Rumors of, like, replacement ones, so. Baked apple pie. Oh, not baked apple pie. Bad. Okay. Pie, bad. Steve, angry. Fire, bad. All right, let's, there we go. Look at that. Look at just a wee bit of solder there. And our client's going to look at this part of the video and go, how did you make that so easy? It just came right out of there. And that's right, it did, because I'm using a larger tip soldering iron, larger tip on the soldering iron, which gives a lot of heat to that area, and you do need a lot of heat to get those axial capacitors loose. You could actually see, and I've done this before, so I'm not shaming anybody, but you could actually see a lot of the heat that probably went directly to the PCB of the board, and it's just like sort of eaten away or burned away at some of that, and yeah, that's just a lot of trial and error of trying to get that thing out of there. So it's okay. It happens. It happens. Do you need a 7180 AV that won't work? I have a lot of Macs that won't work. If you're suggesting a donation, I mean, I could always use parts, but shipping that I don't think would be fun. Selling a motherboard? What? Sounds a little risque, Trina. Gee, I don't know what you're doing. No worries, Tim. So we're not working on your board yet, but you're in the hospital again. I apologize. That's terrible. You know what? After this board, Tim, if you're still around, if you're still awake, we'll do your board next. Maybe that'll cheer you up. But if not, if this runs into problems, which it may, we'll save your board for another time, and I'll message you while we are working on that. But get well soon, Tim. Hope you feel better and get the heck out of there soon. And back to your vintage computers. How about that? So this is from a different customer who already took the caps off of their board. I'm afraid to take the caps off Tim's board because they'll probably pop like popcorn, and I'll scream like a little girl. But that's, you know, that's just what happens. All right, so we got that out of there. That's good. Let's suck the solder out of that little hole there. I should have left the iron back on. That's what I was supposed to do. Because we want to make sure that we can put the axial capacitor back in there, and yeah. But while that soldering iron heats up, let's take a look at some of the pads here on the logic board, because I'm curious in what state they are in. I mean, they're not beautiful, but I've seen worse. Let me just adjust my camera because I smacked it with my hand before the stream. There we go, nice and sharp. Okay. Yes, I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, there's a few things I want to check with the multimeter first. There's some gunk on there from old caps and stuff like that. That's normal stuff. Let's see how this one is over here. That's not too bad. I'm not seeing any damage to the surrounding traces, which is an excellent sign. That's good. And then the happy batch of 4 over here. Okay, that actually looks alright. That looks okay too. That seems pretty okay. So to the individual who took these off, well done, sir. Nurse, he's not working on my SE30. Fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. All right, so let's get this out here, and hopefully we could do this fairly quickly, because I think we'll just have to put some caps on and fire this up. What do you guys think? Hopefully that's the case. Ah, almost. Wait, almost got all the solder out of that. Look at that. He's so close. In fact, I'm going to flip that over. If you start calling your nurse Steve, I don't think they're going to be that happy with you. I think we have to up his medication. He keeps thinking we're someone Steve, and he keeps rambling on about an SE30, whatever that is. Give him more morphine. That'll fix him up. The opinions of Steve from Mac84 have not been certified by a nurse or a medical physician. Alright, so I'm just doing applying some solder wick to the underside of the board, so you can't really see that, and I apologize. It's just the board is too tall to fit under the microscope in this state, but hopefully we can just get this off 1, 2, 3, and then we'll be back to normally scheduled programming. Ah, the reflection of the solder there looked like I got it for a second. I was like, yes, it's nice and easy. There we go. All right, cool. Make sure we can actually see through it. Perfecto. All right, so that problematic little trace there, little dealy, the thing, the pointy, the lead. There we go. I know my words. The lead of the capacitor has now been vanished from the board. So there you go. Oh, they brought you crackers. I mean, I'll take some crackers. I'll get some peanut butter on them. Okay. To all 60 of you, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing if you want. If not, no well. Okay, so I'm real convincing, aren't I? All right, let's take this the tip off the soldering iron and replace it with the other one that we had on there before. It is. I always know which tips I use because they are very well worn and they look terrible. Use our wire stripper as a clamp here temporarily because the soldering iron is kind of broken and I need to get the one that Bruce recommended. In fact, that's what I'll probably do after the stream. This should be like in the infomercial of the new soldering iron with the tips that you can replace while the iron's on and it's hot. Easy, no fuss tip replacement. Save hours of time by not burning yourself. And then it shows me like dropping this on my foot. Is that even turning? Or did I break this further? Okay. I didn't break it. Good. Don't try this at home, kids. If you are a kid watching this, what are you doing? Smash that like button. Copyright Brankus Creations. Yes, please like the video if you feel so inclined, if you are enjoying it, if you think I smell funny, if you like Macintoshes, if you hate Macintoshes, they get discontinued. The manufacturer's like, well, we can't keep up with the demand of Bruce sending all his potential buyers here. We just got to discontinue the poor product. But my goodness, well, thank you to everybody who's hanging around. Anybody who's new to the stream, thank you very much for coming around. Greatly appreciate it. And yeah, so we're just waiting for the soldering iron to warm up here, and we're going to start putting some capacitors on the board. How about that? Very exciting. All right, so let me get out my repair guide here. We have a... Let's see if I have the right revision of SE30 printed out here. I do. How about that? So these guides are from Brankus Creations. He does more than one creation, folks. And that is Bruce Rain. That's Brankus Creations in the chat here. Go to recapamac.com for your best source of vintage Macintosh repair guides. Jay, who is employed by Bruce, will put a link in the chat there, I'm sure. Excellent website, excellent YouTube channel. Do check him out. I'm sure all of you are subscribed to Bruce already, but please do so. He helps me, so I help him, and I crumble my papers. All right, there we go. Let's put this, there we go. Stay. All right, so, oh, look at Trina and Jay are just going pew, 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 battling out those links there. All right, so we have our capacitors that our client was so nice to include. So these are high quality caps here, so we're going to use them. So we have, let's see, how many of these are, oh wait, did they just put them in the same thingy here? Oh, I see, they just ordered a few of the same one. Okay, no worries there. All right, hey Joe, spent all evening finding apples we know better than you attitude. What we We're fixing a Macintosh SE30, not your SE30, unfortunately. This different SE30 from a different client, but my goodness, Joe, that sounds like a lot of fun. April 15th, I can't wait to know stinking April 15th. But I'm going to click on the thingy and bookmark that. Shine Now. I like the name of that. Shine Now, not later. Okie dokie dokie dokie. Could you tell I had ice cream before the channel stream? Can you tell? Can you tell? All right, so poor Joe. I hope your ailments fix real soon. Had a reefer gap blow on a PSU today. Ooh, 1997. Interesting. I wonder if that they did the recap then. Oh boy. Scully, Spindler fanboy. Ah, they're all the same. Oh, the mismanagement of Apple in the 90s. So fun. No worries, Taxation. Have a good night. Anybody who has to drop off to go to sleep, it's okay. Don't worry. iPhone camera issues. Great. Sounds like fun. That sucks. All right, let's put some caps on this board, shall we? All right, so the first one we're going to put on is over here. Now I'm just going to inspect this. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Really, the pads aren't in terrible shape, but I don't want to be one of those half-rate repair people who just go, yeah, it'll be fine, and just slaps a cap on the board there. And it's not what we do here. We take a stupid amount of time to fix one little thing that nobody will ever notice. Okay. That looks better already, doesn't it? What's wrong with this computer? It requires new capacitors. The client started to do it themselves and said, you know what? I want Steve to do it. And I said, you know what? Send it on over. Alright, so these are the little chunkier capacitors here, but in this case there's barely enough room for those pads to go on there. So I actually do prefer the smaller ones, but you know what? The customer provided these, and that's what I will be using. No problem with them. They should work just fine. I am just venturing an opinion. Oh my goodness. Chat's blowing up tonight. Sorry guys if I cannot keep up. I greatly appreciate the words. Oh boy. Yeah, it's been a crappy day all around. People are opening up Macs and having them go boom, and jeez. And I scrolled up on the chat and then somebody chatted something and then it went all the way down again. Apple Store's closed. Oh no. No, chases are fine. They're not going to get too scratched up. Clean it carefully with one of those air dusters. A lot of them. There's tons of upgrades for the SE30. I've not seen them all, but there is tons of creative updates, usually to the PDS slot. Yes, I will zoom out a bit after I read this. I'd be happy to do that, Stephen. Hop on to Mac84.net and click on the services link there, and you could drop me a line, and I will give you a quote for repairing the Mac. Okay, all right. Let's get back to this. Sorry about that. A little bit of a chatty Cathy today. All right. So somehow my tweezers have curled at the end. I don't know how that happened. There's my other pair of pliers. I don't know what I was using the other thing for. All right, there we go. That should maybe help. I mean, these aren't the best tweezers I have, but they are tweezers. So Dana's doing stuff. What? Made a weird noise and then turn on again. That's fun. All right, so we're gonna put this little capacitor here. Alrighty. What is happening? Oh, it's the tip of its... Hold on. Hold, please. This wire for the iron gets all curled up sometimes. It makes it a joy to use. These tweezers make it really hard to get this thing straight, but I'm going to try. This iron is not really getting hot today. It's a little concerning. I have to like pump the heat on this iron all the way up to for it to act normal. So, if the G4 iMac supports OS 9, yes, you can install OS 9 before installing OS 10. As long as the Mac OS 9 drivers are installed on the hard drive, which should happen if you are installing OS 9 from scratch. That only happens. That's only a problem if you have OS 10 on first and you want to install 9, and you can't because the hard disk drivers are not there for Mac OS 9. Now let's try and clean this up just a little bit. And now it's lopsided. That's a bit better. Okay, cool. It's been one of those times where I say, "Oh, this is gonna be quick," and then 3 hours later. Yeah, Action Retro just upgraded his SC30 to a 40 megahertz 68040 processor. I mean, jeez Louise, talk about upgrades. So yeah, there's plenty of cool upgrades out there for these systems. Here I thought I was just fancy enough to have an Ethernet card, but apparently that's low-hanging fruit these days. I have not killed a computer on the stream yet, knock wood, and honestly, if it's not working, it's kind of broken already. However, I take the utmost care. Alright, so that was that cap over there, C13. So let's move over to these over here by the power connector. Gotta go fast! Yes, you do, Sean. Alright, so let's clean these up a little bit. A bit scungy, a bit dirty. Ooh, just quit while you're ahead, Joe. Somebody has a case of the Mondays. Yeah, so there's just some adhesive from where the capacitor used to be in the middle of these. Just scrubbing away with some IPA on a Q-tip. Need more IPA. Good night, Trina. Sweet dreams. May you dream of fixed computers. 8-bit grayscale, that would be cool. Got 70 people here. My goodness, the chat is just flying by. You could always mention the super chat. I apologize if I'm not reading everything. But if I stop to read everything, this stream will take forever. Well, let's face it, this stream will take forever, even if I don't stop to read for everything. So we just delay the inevitable here. Alright, so there's just some old solder and crust around here. So I'm just getting some of that off here. Ooh, lovely little gunk in there. Delicious. And hopefully most of that will come out when we do our ultrasonic clean. 8 hours, here we come! Woot woot! Yeah, there's some lovely crust. Down the little via holes of this this poor SE30. Look at that deliciousness. Spread that on some toast. Yes, I'll have the Vegemite with this side of toast and some SE30 scunch. Lovely. Well, we're not going to pick all that out. We'll let the ultrasonic cleaner do its work. Yeah, so some of these, just a wee bit of, I don't know what's, it's just, this is some gunk under some of these traces, so we want to clean that off. We don't want to leave any of the stuff behind to fester and multiply. Computer boogers. Are you available to clean out my ears? Yes! Would a scalpel be okay? It's being very gentle here. There we go. And sometimes you're just trying to do something gently and it's just fighting you every step of the way. Alright, so we'll clean that up. Just want to make sure there's none of this yucky stuff hiding under these. Because these little black spots there, yep, see right under them, there's some corrosion. Not fun. We do not want corrosion on this board. Joshua, are you the same Joshua who sent me a board to fix? Because yours is yours is in the box to my left right now. We actually have 2 of the 3 people in the chat who are responsible for the SE30s surrounding me right now that need fixing. And I sincerely apologize for the delay. I've had, stuff going around that's not fun to deal with. So, things were sort of postponed for a bit. That's right. I thought your name was familiar. So, I appreciate your patience. I really do. And Tim's board is next. I'm just going by the order of when things were sent to me. But your board would follow his. Ooh, yeah, that one's delicious. I mean, here I was talking sweet about these traces and pads. And turns out not so sweet. So, yeah, we're gonna... Oof. Clean these up. had to clean up pretty much each of them. It's because there's just treasures hiding underneath. Okay. You can't rush art or progress. Well, hopefully that we can get all of these SE30s up and running again. That would be swell, wouldn't it? All right. Okay. So let's just put a dab of solder over some of those areas that need some attention there. If this iron would stop twisting itself, that'd be great. Be very careful. Just want to do a bit of, I could have put more flux on there, or any flux at all, really. Just want to make sure that we're not going to have any potential problems with these areas here. So just gently, it's also cleaning away some of the gunk on there too, which is good. So we'll clean that all away again. It's sort of weird that you have to put solder on there to take it off, etc., etc. Yeah, a lot of things can cause corrosion, obviously moisture, etc. But the electrolyte of those caps, when they leak or when they are removed, etc., cause a lot of this gunk and grime. Old solder is not helpful as well. So what we're doing is we're just doing our best to clean up this area before we just put caps on. I've gotten a few repairs from people that says, I don't know, I sent this away and the guy said he fixed it, but having some problems. And you remove the caps and there's just all sorts of goodies underneath because they did not clean the pads. And I'm like, what person doesn't clean the pads? Apparently some people don't. So that's some people don't, I guess. So ooh, look! Wait, this board is deceivingly scrumptious. Do you see what I see? Do you see what? Wrong season. Look how green this chip is. Let's try and zoom in so it's in focus for you guys as well, because my goodness, that's a lot of green. And it looks like a trace has been eaten away as well by the foot there. Oh, this is going to be a long one, I could tell. It's got some scunge on there. Oh, lordy. Here I was praising this board. That's why you don't praise these boards. They can sense it. And they just go, bleh. So, yeah, this will be fun. This needs some time in the ultrasonic. I see a few more green spots around. Oh, Lord. Famous last words, yes. This is why I do not... that's why whenever I send somebody a quote for a price of repair, it is just that. A quote. Because you never know what you're going to find until you look at something under a microscope. Let me just try and scrape some of this gunk away here. I mean, even the Statue of Liberty is not this shade of green sometimes. I mean, my goodness. Yeah, some of this is going to have to wait for the ultrasonic cleaner. What I'm more concerned about is this. So that line is supposed to, I believe, connect to this pin right here. Yeah, and that is certainly not. So that is going to need a trace repair. In fact, we're gonna test that out now with the multimeter. And I will have to reach out to the individual if we see much more damage on here. But you know, one trace is not gonna significantly do anything. But let's see. Yep. Oh, it's actually connecting. Faintly. But it's actually still connected. We will tidy that up. Because we don't want to see that. Yeah, look, you can see it's very hard to tell from the camera's point of view, but that's disgusting. Yeah, so we got a lot of green around here. St. Patrick's Day was last month. Who didn't get the memo? Alright, so yummy food for the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, so let's get back to what we were trying to do. Was to clean up these spots here. So let me just refocus this and get our solder wick here, and just going to try and clean up the mess. Just doing very, very gently because, yep, see, it sticks very easily. And you can rip these pads right off the board. You do not want to do that. It causes me a lot more work. So, very careful. My clock says April. Those should all be pretty good, I'd say. Alright, so new capacitor time. Let's put some caps on here. So we have 3 of the finest 47 microfarad 16 volt capacitors that we're going to put right in a row on this logic board here. My computer says it's 1921. No worries, Joshua. Since there is a waiting list of individuals to have the SE30s worked on, yours might likely be in a live stream, but I will reach out and let you know. Maybe Wednesday, I think will be the next live stream. So thank you very much for stopping by. Okay, so let's continue on with our recap-a-thon. Here we go. These are going to be fun because these capacitors are larger than the ones I usually use, and my soldering tip is not so graceful when I have to get in between things like that. So yeah, there's a hair on the board. Come here, you. Get out of here, she. There's no place for you. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Dana's on to me. All right, so Yes, adjust the microscope while you have the soldering iron in your hand, Stephen. Always fantastic idea. Burn your finger right off. I hate these tweezers because they do not allow things to be flat. It's because they are crooked and it's going to drive me crazy. No. No, I've read about soldering tweezers. I just need a better soldering iron tip. Well, a better soldering iron wouldn't hurt, and some better regular tweezers. But I have a better pair of tweezers. I just don't know where the heck I put them. And yeah. The last thing I need to do is buy more overpriced crap. Just some gunk. I thought it was a broken trace. There's just some crud. Yeah, I have a good pair of tweezers. I have no idea where the heck I put them. If I clean my desk again, when I clean my desk again, we will get that to work. Hello. Yeah, thank you for the shirt compliment. I still need to do my taxes too. Oopsie. 8 hours and 33 minutes. Yeah, we're not gonna we're not gonna do that again anytime soon. Maybe if I have insomnia or something. All right, so we did one side of those caps. Now we're gonna do the next. So where's my flux? There it is. Go bloop, bloop, and bloop. A wee bit of flux there. Flux, 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 flux. Alright, so those look okay. I was a dependent once when I was a wee lad. And I didn't have to do my taxes. Yay! And now I have to, and I'm sad. Taxes. When you have to say, yes, let me fill out this form exactly how the government expects me to fill out this form. Because they know the magic answer. Let me try and guess my magic answer. Wait, mine was incorrect by 1 penny? Hello, Mr. IRS. Please don't take my house. Alright, so those look pretty good. I'm going to move on to the next happy bunch of capacitors here. Here we go. Okay, so let's clean this up a little bit. Well, I am sorry to hear about your tax woes. Or lack thereof. Somebody scraped these pretty good. There's still a lot of crud on them, but anyway. Get some of that old adhesive out of the way. We don't want that on our board. Thank you very much. Some of the old solder and junk, just scrape that off of here. I'm going to have to put some, well, I'll just have to place the cap slightly over there. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit more. Hulk smash! Hulk eat capacitor! Electrolytics yum! I need to put more alcohol on the edge of this stupid little tip thing. There we go. There we go. Nice and purty. Oh, boy. Okay. What's next here? So, looks like there's a wee bit of gunk still over here. Okay, that looks pretty darn good. Okay, all right. So, yeah, I think we're ready to put some caps on there. I'm not seeing anything major. I will just tin that little trace there. Let's do that. So now, where's my, hold on. I should make sure I have all my tools on my desk before I go looking for them during a stream. Oh, where would the fun be in that? Yes, I need to get a better dispenser. I've been too lazy and have not ordered one for the alcohol. So yes, that is why I'm doing the silly thing that I do. But I do silly thing. Oh well. I do a lot of silly things. But I'm just a silly guy. Alright, so let's put some UV solder mask right there. And that will prevent any of that line, prevent any of that metal from coming into contact with the trace right there, with the pad, with the capacitor I'm going to put on that pad later on. So we're just going to shine this little UV laser on this, pew 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 pew, as Bruce would say, to expose this to UV light and get that nice and fixed up. Might be an antenna issue, but also remember those iBooks are only designed for 802.11b. Some routers in the mixed mode severely reduce their output of their broadcast. So that could be it. Unless you're trying with like an old 802.11b modem or router or wireless thing. Go. Yeah, Zodium, if I mean, I would suggest either investing in a floppy MU, which can at least emulate the 800K discs for you, or look into that ROM upgrade that Kai was working on. I believe it's on the 68K MLA boards. I'll have to find out. We were supposed to do one of those open talk things with him. But everything got pushed around when my schedule changed. But I hope to do that again soon with James and with Kai and a few other folks. I'd love to do that. That'd be a lot of fun. Just have not had the time, unfortunately. It could also be a bad airport card. I mean, it could be a number of things. Hopefully it's something easily fixable. Yeah, they did lower the price on them, so maybe they are out of stock. I would just highly recommend, if you can, just go and splurge and get the deluxe model, especially if you're splitting it, because the case is nice, comes with a SD card and everything, and just a all-around nice little adapter. Yeah, Blue SCSI or SCSI to SD adapter or the RAS SCSI adapter. They're all excellent solutions there. Alright, so this should be hardened there. Just going to give it another second or so. I mean, I tell you, it's a great time to be a vintage Mac enthusiast. I mean, the prices suck, but at least we're getting all sorts of goodies like floppy MUs and SCSI adapters and all these sorts of things. I have a RAS SCSI, the Raspberry Pi SCSI adapter. Apparently you could do Ethernet on there too. I have been dying to do a video about that. I have so many other videos that are in progress that I have not completed yet. So hopefully I will get there sometime soon. Nope. That's what I was afraid of. It's still a bit mushy. I'm going to dim the light here so I can see where I'm pointing this darn thing. Maybe the batteries on my... yeah, maybe the batteries on this are not as powerful as they used to be. I could go up and grab new batteries, but I'm kind of lazy. So the Blue SCSI is a SCSI adapter that has a Arduino board that drives it, from what I recall. I could be wrong, but from what I believe, that is the case. So it's basically a little hat or a little co-board or a friendly board or an add-on board or whatever the heck you want to call it that snaps onto an Arduino, and it makes it a SCSI thing. Hey Brian, welcome to the chat. And yeah, so I have the old Asante Ethernet to SCSI adapters. They're great. I haven't used one in a while, but yeah, hopefully it's not the antenna. The best way to test that is to just get an antenna and plug it into the airport card, because thankfully you can just plug another antenna into that and lead it out of the keyboard just for a test. That was a pretty standard connector back in the day, or you could just find an antenna for an iBook clamshell or an iBook Snow or any of those. Any of them that use the 802.11b before they switch to the Extreme should use the same antenna port. You can even grab an antenna from a desktop, like a G3 or G4 tower or something like that. So, yeah. Yeah. I'm very technical today, as you could tell. Yes, that was a good video you did, Joe. I enjoyed that. All right, especially all the benchmarks and fun stuffs. All right, let's see if that's should be good enough. All right, let's get on with the fluxing. Fluxing. I already put flux on there. I'm an idiot. All right, let's get back to the capacitor. All right, so we have three 47 microfarad 16 volt that go there. Let's put those there. Solder those onto the board. Then we have one microfarad 50 volt capacitor that goes there next to it. So let's not mix those up. Let's put these on. It's funny, airport cards used to be stupid expensive because Apple discontinued them, and then the price just dropped because everyone was like, why do I need an 802.11b card? I got like at least 10 of them, but they're in various machines. But whenever I see one at a good price, I pick one up because it's like, might as well. Right, this is gonna be fun. Boy. I got some green all over this board. My goodness, it's like a Christmas tree. Need more flux on that one. Need more solder on that one. My goodness, what is the world coming to? May God have mercy on us all. It could be from a lot of things. Leaking caps, moisture, you name it. Could be a lot of different problems. No, that Apple set-top box thingy is pretty much just as it is. I mean, those things don't have the proper, whether it's the ROM or the software or whatever is required to get that thing up and running. Might have been delivered over a network. There's not, a lot of solid information out there. Just a lot of guesswork until somebody that used to work on the project shares with us some details about it. We may never know. But I could boot mine, just no video out capabilities. So there's either a driver problem or a hardware problem or whatever that's causing that not to happen. But it's just like a little LC. It'd be neat if anything else could happen with it, but I'm not holding my breath. Again, Steven, you should put more flux in there. Ugh. Thought I did. Those are the other cap. They all look the same. Alrighty, that one took pretty well. Let's do a little nudge test here. Make sure these caps ain't going nowhere. And they ain't. Excellent. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3 more, I believe, to go. Let's compare this against the chart. 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 axials. Alright, so let's get this one out of the way here. So this is another 4716. See a bit of a black mark there. My gosh, Grudy appeared! A wild Grudy appeared! Hello, Grudy. Welcome to a stream. A live stream! Well, that looks like fun, isn't it? Ugh. Well, it's half connected. Get all that crud away. No crud here, please. Yeah, the set-top boxes, as exactly what Dana says. They were designed to be booted remotely and live off of things. They were little client boxes designed to be connected to a server all the time. So without that server, they ain't happy. Alright, so let's just tin that a little bit. Where'd my solder Vic go? There it is. As we get into the weird accents. Okay, that tells me I've been streaming too long. It's 11:11. Cross your fingers. Oh, this soldering iron is not getting hot enough. This is a real problem. It's a real problem. Well, we're going to have to fix that, ain't we? We're going to have to go and buy a new soldering iron. And that's probably what I'm going to be doing after the stream. Shopping for a new soldering iron. This one lasted me a while, but geez, almost a year. Not bad for $50. Probably even more. I'm probably not remembering correctly, but poo. Did not mean to put solder on top of the capacitor. That is not how it connects, Stephen. He says as the fan blows the soldering smoke right into his mouth. Mmm. Delicious. Mmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that tastes good. Alright, so last 2 surface mount caps here. Huh. That looks all pretty. Exactly. Well, this one does have a replaceable element thingy. Mine was supposed to come with it in the box, but it's like, do I put the $20 or whatever with shipping towards the element, or do I just put that towards the iron? And I would love one with the tips that you can replace while the iron's on. So I think it's time to go that route. Are you kidding me? But just goes to show you, I mean, you don't have to spend a lot of money. I spent all of, I think, $50 on the hot air / soldering station I'm using. Each of them have a little bit of wear on them now for the amount of abuse I've been giving them. But honestly, they worked out pretty well. I mean, for $50, really, I used to spend, what, what is it, $35 at the cheapo Radio Shack ones. I have like 3 of those irons. Because I was stupid and I didn't realize you could just replace the tip. Until I went into Radio Shack and I put the iron on the table. And the guy's like, oh, do you already have one of these? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, why don't you just buy a new tip? I'm like, huh. But I'd always misplaced one also, so it didn't hurt to have a second. Sorry I'm not keeping up with the chat as much, just trying to speed this along. I don't know if we'll have time for a... what was I going to say? Lost my train of thought. Oh well, must have not been that important. I have 66 people still watching. Hello, all you lovely people. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Whoopsie. Lousy tweezers. Greatly appreciate it. I believe I'm at exactly 5,500 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. All right. Let's give that a little nudge. Yeah, that's just fine. Okay, all right. So now it's time to get those big ol' axials in there, and we have a 4716, 470 16 volt. That's the one I'm taking out of here. Let me put this back in the box so I don't misplace or mistake my parts for the customer's parts. Where'd the pliers go? Did I put them back in here? I did have that. All right, so let's get this sort of zoomed out there. There we go. All right, and this one goes over there. So we're just going to put this little guy there. So I'm going to, let's see, where's the reading of it? There it is. And negative is there. Perfect. So I'm just going to fold it so the reading is on the outside. A trick that our good friend Bruce taught me. And that just makes sure that if anybody has to replace this in the future, it's not a pain in the butt for them to figure out which way it's supposed to go, etc. So, all right, that's good there, and then that should be good as well. So, we're just going to bend those pins there and slide it right down through. How about that? And I'm going to bend those outward so that capacitor is nice and snug there. And we're going to do the same exact thing with the other one, which is a 220 microfarad 16 volt. So again, does it work yet? I'm getting impatient with all these things not working. Come on, Emily. We're not wanted here. Alright, so that's my horrible Aqua Teen Hunger Force impressions out of the way. And we're going to try and put this capacitor where it belongs. Again, noting the polarity there and making sure that we bend this in a nice way. It's good to have dorky friends. Alright, so now we're going to solder the back of these capacitors here. Again, it's going to be out of focus. My apologies. That's just the board is at an angle here, and it's upside down and too close to the microscope to get a clean image. But this will all be over soon, I assure you. Of course, right on the ground plane. Always so fun to solder. There we go. Oh, come on. Alright, so that should be okay. Let's clip the extra legs off there. What is this cable? uh. Thomas, it depends on what you're transferring to and what computer you're using with that SCSI card. Generally speaking, it's much easier to transfer data from a SCSI Mac to another Macintosh. You can kind of do it on PCs and Linux, I guess. I just don't really know all that much about doing that. I've never had the pleasure, headaches, to want to do that. But if you do have a PCI Macintosh and you do have a PCI Macintosh compatible SCSI card, unfortunately not all SCSI cards will just work in a Mac. It should be as easy as just making sure, and I use easy in quotation marks, making sure that the SCSI ID of that Macintosh hard drive and any other hard drives in the card and everything are all happy and there's termination and everything. It should just mount on that drive, and you could use a program like Disk Copy to make a disk image, uncompressed of course, of that hard drive onto your system. It should be pretty okay. Alright, so this board is all recapped. Yay! Alright. Did you get that thing I sent you? Oh, I love Harvey Birdman. Alright, so let's double check our work, shall we? Because we've been yammering around and being silly as well. Okay, so positive to positive. Excellent. Positive, positive, positive. Making sure all the caps are pointing the right way and are looking happy. Positive, positive, positive. We got a little positive over there. And the big old caps, yes and yes. And this one down here. Oh, come on. There we go. Trying to get in the frame there. Okay, alright. So that's under 2 hours. I mean, not bad. Not bad. Okay, so, yeah, there was a lot of corrosion in some areas, so I am a little concerned, especially this area here. Well, there's a few areas here, actually, to be aware of. Ooh, there's a little solder ball there. We're going to get rid of that. I mean, of course, this is going to be ultrasonically clean, so any yucky stuff we find, I'd be happy to eliminate properly. Is that another one right there? Yes, there's a lot of little solder balls here. So we could have some problems testing this, but who wants to test it? I do. Alright, so I'm just taking a better look here at this area, which will definitely need some deeper cleaning here. Just get a Q-tip there. All right, crusty, delicious pins. Waffles, waffles. Lots of syrup. Okay, so let's just clean up some of the flux here. Just making sure these axials are tight. Okay, they seem to be. Just cleaning up some of the excess flux here. There's a lot of corrosion around some of these areas here. So I'm actually just going to get where's that toothbrush? Oh, it's right here. And just going to scrub like the UE8 chips and stuff like that, because those are always problematic. It does not hurt, because there is some gunk there, just to give those a little bit of a clean. And again, this will go in the ultrasonic. Everything will be happy once it does, hopefully. But it does not hurt to get ahead of things, as it were. Okay, hopefully. Well, that's all right there. Okay. You missed the start, Dana. Oh, don't worry. We're getting to the excellent part. We are going to test this out. All right, so let's click the little transition button here. I'm going to move the microscope out of the way as I make his horrible squeaking noises. Okay, so let's move some of my things out of the way here. Okay. Well, the flux isn't going to harm anything, but I like removing it from the board. Okay, so this is a plastic clip model, which means this is going to be extra fun to get all of those memory modules in there. So, yeah, fun times. Okay, so let's turn off the iron just for a second. I'm going to stand up and stretch because, my goodness. What are we congratulating? 9K subs. Hey! Way to go, Gritty. Way to go. Congratulations, sir. Oh, boy. This is jazzercising with Steve from Mac84. No, don't worry. We won't be doing that. Alright, so I am using this lovely shell of an SE that I've been using and abusing for quite a long time. Let's switch the other camera here. Second camera has been activated. Alright, let's... can I move? Whoopsie. I'm knocking things over here. Which direction am I? Yeah, I'll just push this whole microscope back just a little bit. There we go. There we go. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing again. Sorry. I clicked it twice. It was so nice, I clicked it twice. Steven, stop making jokes. Just plug the darn thing in. Okay, so we're gonna move the thing. There. Here we go. Alright, so I have a fancy little ATX extension cord here that we're just going to plug right into our SE logic board. And it's going to interfere with that if I plug it in. Actually, wait. Yeah, that's not going to work because of that axial. Really, Steven? How did you get this to work last time? Or is that just on... Oh, that was... Alright, so I can't do that on the... How did I do this last time? Did I... I guess I should clip that off, but... See, I'm so cheap that I'm like, oh, but if I need to use this on a PC... Just clip the damn thing off. Let's clip it off! Clip it off! Yeah, okay, Jay. I will not be following Jay's advice for any advice about CRTs. Yeah, I sort of have to break some of this off, this cable here. because that axial cap is messing with my extension cord here. I could just plug it into the SE regularly, but that's annoying. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I guess I could just clip this off, or attempt to. So I'm going to make a little mark here. Well, let's move the board out of the way first. Let's not harm the board. I'm just going to make an indent with the scalpel here first. And go this way as well. So I know what I'm doing here. Can I be... Where's my other snips? Citizen Snips! This is the technical way of how to clip this up. So if you're wondering what the heck is he doing to that poor cable, this is a PC cable. It's just a PC ATX cable, and only half of it is needed for the Mac here. So I'm just pruning it. Well, attempting to prune it, so I don't have to. It's just laziness. See, this is the Mac84 way of laziness, doing more work to get out of doing other work. If that makes any sense. Probably doesn't, but he's gonna break something. That he is. Okay. Yes. Procrastination. Because I'm a pro. Hey, there we go. Snapped right off. How about that? Woo! Alright, let's try this again. He broke off the wrong side. Watch, he screwed it up even more. Okay, well, saves you some time in the future. Alright, so now I'm going to probably cut myself on the sharp edges of that. Anyway, alright, that is plugged in and happy. So now we need a few things. We need to plug in the speaker cable here, because I want to make sure, and the memory sim, the ROM sim rather. So we're going to install those. So here's their ROM sim. Has been installed. Your internet is out, because I have 0 drop frames here, buddy. Alright, so let's pick 4 identical memory modules. Because I'm not going to put all 8 in at first, because that would be silly. That would be ridiculous. I really need more saliva in my mouth to do some Sylvester voices, but we'll save that for another time. Alright, so we have a matching set of 4 different memory modules. We have the ROM sim in there. All the capacitors seem to be installed in the correct orientation. There is still some green gunk on the board, so for all we know, this could just not work. Hopefully, we are successful. What do you guys think? Do you think it's going to work? You think it's going to turn on? Do you think it's going to chime? I hope so. I hope so. Okay, so let's get a power cord. That would be very helpful. Very helpful. Where's my power cord here? Ugh. All right. So we're going to plug this in. Cross our fingers. And we get a chime. 3, 2, 1, go. Yay! We got a chime. We have a cursor on the screen. Let's see if we get a flashing question mark here. There we go. Excellent. All right. So we're going to turn this off for now. This machine will have a go through the ultrasonic cleaner. And we will be doing a full test of it offline, because those tests sometimes take a long time. And we'll be doing that after it gets a soak. So excellent! I'm very glad that that worked. That was a fairly straightforward recapping. There was just some minor damage on the board there. Excellent. Tim, are you still in the chat? My friend? Hopefully you are. Excellent. Alright, so I'm going to take these modules out, just so I can put them back in the bag there. Yes, Dana, just because you came here, that's why it decided to work. Alright. So, Tim, if you are still in the chat, I will work on your SE next. Maybe. What time is it? Oh, it's almost midnight. Oopsie. Maybe not. But just curious if you're still around. If you're tired or asleep or whatever you're doing. Who's sorry, just read through the chat here. I was not paying attention to some of it. Sorry. By the power of grayscale, it will turn on. How about the power of grayscale? See what I did there? Trying to remove the memory modules is always such fun with these machines, especially when you have the plastic clips. See, Rudy. All right. We have 62 people watching. Hello to all of you. Would you please consider giving the video a like if you are satisfied with your viewing choice today? That's excellent. Yeah, I think this is one of the oldest SE30 boards I have recapped. And the giveaway here is its orientation of the capacitors. This one on later revisions is here, usually, I believe. And just look at that. Copyright 1988. We'll see if this camera wants to focus. Right here on the video ROM, there's a sticker there because this is an older erasable ROM there. And so they just put a sticker over it so to prevent it being erased. Anybody going to bed, good night. Thank you very much for hanging out. I might actually go to bed fairly soon because I have work tomorrow and I don't want to stay up too late. I don't want to get into a bad trend of things here. I'm very glad we got this board working. Let me get the anti-static bag that it was in. Where'd that go? I just had the darn thing. And I said, oh, let me put it in the box so I don't misplace it. And I misplaced it. How'd that happen? Who's in charge around here? Oh, boy. Let's check things carefully before we lose our temper. Where'd that go? Where'd that have gone? Is the box over there? I thought I put the bag in the box. I will find it. I will find it. Okay. Put that board right over there. And let's see. This is unplugged. Yes, it is. All right, so let's lift this guy up and put this guy back on our little side table here. Which is exclusively just for holding that little guy, because that's all it seems to do these days. All right, let's switch over to the other view so you're not seeing the side of my head as much. Oh, boy, that was fairly straightforward, but as you can see, that took a good 2 hours to do. That'd probably be an hour and a half if I wasn't chatting with all you fine folks here, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just chatting along with you. So if anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to jump in. You have my undivided attention as I decide if I should... yeah, I probably will not do another repair because that'll honestly be another hour and a half. And but I could start one. And I just changed my tune because Tim just showed back up. All right, Tim, we're going to start your board there just because we'll give you some joy. How about that? So I know you're in a rough situation. Let's try and cheer you up a little bit, huh? Thank you. I like that iMac box as well. Okay, so Tim sent me an SE30 here. And we have memory modules and memory sims. There was something funny. Yeah, this is what I saw on back of one of the memory modules, and it made me laugh. Mac SE only. That's funny. All right, so these are Tim's memory modules. We will put these. Actually, you know, I don't need these right now, so I'm going to wrap them back up in the plastic here. YouTube's probably bugging out. I mean, I have 0 drop frames from OBS, and my internet is pretty good these days, so should not be on my end, but hopefully everything is okay. And let's see. And Tim, let's see. I have no skill. Okay. Okay, and I'm just telling Tim because I think he might be a little bit behind if he was just responding to my message there. So I'm just saying, hey, refresh the chat there. Refresh the stream, rather. Just in case you're a little bit behind. But so, Tim, if you are now in the future, we are unpacking the SE30 board you sent me. Just trying to carefully remove the tape here. I won't be able to finish this board on tonight's stream, I don't think, but we'll get a good start. How about that? Okay, there we go. This is packed well. A lot of tape. There we go. Ooh. Well, that sounds like fun, Tim. I'm about to do the same. All right. There. Okay. Okay, so here is Tim's SE30 board. We have all the lovely original caps on there. I'm not seeing any signs of green. Ooh, I am seeing some. Did you have a go at this, Tim, or no? Just curious. Might just be cap juice. It doesn't look too bad. Except by UE8. That might need to be replaced. But yes, I think you are current now, as I'm reading this now. Are you current? Are you current? Maybe. We have a bodge wire there. Interesting. A bodge wire from this little chip here. Whoops, wrong camera. This little chip here, running to this guy over here. So, interesting, interesting. So, yeah. Excuse me. Same revision as the other board, because the capacitors are in the same spot. Excellent. Yes, this is another older board, although well, I forgot to take a snapshot of the serial number of that board. Let me do that before I forget. So I need to catalog that. Oh, come on, phone, don't be slow. All right, great. And let me do this one for Tim. Take some lovely photos of the board. Yeah, the other board had some bodge wires on the bottom. This is the first one I've seen one on the top, so that was interesting. Okay. You are here, Tim. I just read that, so hopefully you're up to date. If not, you are very delayed. But you just typed that in the chat a second ago, so hopefully as recent. All right, so let's take a look under the microscope of this board. This looks like it's going to be much more of a lengthy process than the other one. Just from first impressions. Let's see. Because if I go all the way over here, it would help if you guys could see the microscope as well. And let me, I have to tilt this camera too. Hold on, please. There we go. Get that back in the right spot. Okay. Whoops. Move some of this forward here. Okay, there we go. All right, so my goodness, yeah, there's a bit of a difference from the last board to this one. So there is some leakage going on here. I'm gonna just go around very quickly and clean some of this up. Well, good night, Thomas. Thank you very much for stopping by. We're not gonna go probably more than another half hour or 40 minutes or so. This board is gonna take a lot, I could tell. But we're gonna do a bit of a light cleaning here. I could already see some little dots here, which suggest, yeah, so some of the traces have been eaten away a little bit, just a little bit there, and this may not even be connecting there anymore, but not too bad. We can fix that. I'm not too worried about that. Let's check out the other cap here, which looked worse. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you sent me this board, Tim, because I am gonna do my darndest to try and fix this up for you. Uh-oh, Dana has a photoshopping idea. Ooh, I'm excited. I love Dana's photoshopping. Corrosive goodness. Oh yeah, that's a break right there. It's right next to the cap. Wow. Yeah, so that's and then this one over here. Ooh, well, it's mostly fuzz and cheese and scunge and gunk and okay. That looks like fun. Oh, I'm a little worried about what I'm gonna find over here. Ugh. Did you ever go with this, Tim? I forgot if I asked. Or is this, you looked at this and you're like, no, nope. Alright, so that, at least 2 traces there, I think. Because these caps are just, oh my goodness. This is why you need to replace capacitors on logic boards Run 101. Because these are a bit ripe. Oh, these are gonna smell awesome. It turns on. What? Oh, I didn't check your notes, Tim. I apologize. Please remind me if there's anything I should know, because I'm too lazy to check the notes while I'm doing the live stream. From what I recall, you said you just wanted it to be recapped because you were concerned about its condition, and you didn't want your SE32 to die. Is that accurate? I'm very surprised this thing turns on, because there's a number of traces that just look like they aren't going anywhere anymore. Alright, thankfully this one does not look like it has corroded as badly. Although we do have some green. right there. And this nice capacitor soup here. That might be another trace. Oh yeah, we have two over here that look like they may need slight repairs. Oh boy. Well, this is gonna be fun. Fun, fun, fun. Fun on a bun. Oh, where do I even begin? Well, I guess I could begin by taking the caps off. Okay, so we're gonna try. We're gonna try and keep Tim entertained. Sound good to you, Tim? Alright, so this is your battery holder. Gonna put that in the box that yours came in. Yeah, I don't like capacitor soup either, but that's what I got today. It's what's on the menu. Tim's story changes. Sometimes it turned on when it felt like it. Okay, well, no worries. We're going to try our best to get this in a always turns on condition. All right, so these caps are going to just go pop, 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 pop like popcorn, and Bruce is going to be laughing because he's going to see me go ee and scream like a little girl. Just curious how. Yeah, this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Sometimes the screen was scrambled. I could see why. I could totally see why. Well, this is going to be fun. Alright, so let's get our little PCI brackets and metal cover dealies. That's where my safety glasses went. That's it. That's it, Tim. You forced me to it. The safety glasses are going on because this is a popping board. I could just feel it in my bones. It's got the dreaded hum. Ooh, I never heard about that of a TAM, but I don't have a TAM myself, so maybe I'm glad I don't have one, because I don't have to worry about the dreaded hum, apparently. Sounds bad. All right. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna try on this cap first. Tweezers, scalpel. Let's make sure this is on video here, because I have a feeling this is gonna be stupendous. Make sure I can actually. Oh, that smells awful. Oh, Tim, you're so. Be glad this ain't smell-o-vision. Oh, that was a very slow pop. There it goes. It was a bit of a delayed pop. Oh, but the smell is awful. Oof. Oh. I need goggles for my nose. Oh. Tell your nurse hi. Okay. Oh, jeez. Have her look at this. Tell her, has she ever seen something so vile? Look, it's like it's smiling at you.
Hello, Tim. Get well soon.
Look at this horrible, horrible pit. Oh, boy. This board's gonna be fun. This board's gonna be fun. Alright, let's move right along here and torture ourselves further with these three amigos over here. It's like there's a party in my nose and everyone's thrown up. Alright, well. Oh, no thank you, Joe. Remind me not to come over your house anytime soon. Hey, you want to watch a movie? Here's some popcorn. I think I'll see myself out. Some pungent caps there. Alright, so let's get this show on the road here. She's gonna blow, Captain! That was a very merciful pop there. Just a ooh, the stench. Oh. What I am getting away with the limited pops, I am certainly getting payback for with the smell. Come on, get off the tweezers there. There we go. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a reminder that capacitors are yucky when they leak. Just look at all that. Yes! Underside of Uncle Fester's coat. More like his underpants at this point. I mean, my goodness. She's gonna pop. Okay. At Mac84, we take good old-fashioned popcorn and ruin it by putting cap juice all over it. That's the Mac84 difference. Oh my goodness, that was fun, wasn't it? So let's take a better look at that. Thank you very much, Zodium. Eep! Alright. My goodness, look at this fun. Look at all this fun. I wish this was smell-o-vision. I really do, because why suffer alone when you could suffer with friends? She's gonna blow, Captain. Alright. My goodness. Got some solder balls everywhere. Got some exploded caps everywhere. Yummy. Okay, we got a few more to go. Might as well get the bad parts over with, huh? That's right. Okay. Some bags been at the gas station. I don't even think the gas station patrons would be foolish enough to buy that. Alright, let's try and get through this. Do it! Do it together. These caps have the little yellow ribbons on it, which make them very sticky, as they stick to the tweezers. Oh! I got it in the waste bin before it popped! It stuck to the tweezers, but... oh boy. Yeah, it smells like a fish market here. This comes from a guy who was just at a Japanese market. Alright, let's try this little guy here. Usually the little one goes pretty well, so glad to have that out of the way. Thank goodness. We have the 3 towers here. Yeah, this one's just bubbling because it's already leaked. Okay.
The 2 towers remain.
Alright. Oof. Fugumi! Oh boy. Yeah, these have already leaked because they're just gooping all over. Alright.
And only one remains.
That one came off pretty easily because the rest of the board was already all hot. Let's take those last 2 off, huh? Very protective of our ROM sim friend over here. We don't want that getting hurt. Oof. That was pretty nasty. Droid oil bath, yes. Alright. My phone is reminding me it's bedtime. To which I say to it, there's an SE30 to recap! We can't let Timmy down! That's exactly what I want to smell right before going to bed, of course, so... Keep me up for a while. Whoa! That popped as soon as I brought it over the trash can. And I dropped my flux on the ground. Ugh. Oh no, they recapped Timmy. We're gonna need another Timmy. Alright. So, all those nasty caps have been removed from the board. Now it's cleaning time. Okay. Alright. Well, let's survey the damage, shall we? Because, my goodness, I've seen some crusty SE30 boards, but, oof. Look at that. This is going to make for a great before and after photo session, I have to tell you. As soon as we get this guy working, it's going to look beautiful afterwards. That is just yucky. There. Let's see, what else? Over here. Just documenting what I'm finding so I can keep track of before and after. There's that beautiful one. Actually, that's the only one. That's the only one on the board that doesn't look too bad. This one, on the other hand, my goodness. Yuckity yuck yuck. Yeah. Alright. Alright. So, we are going to try to start cleaning this little guy, and we'll see how far we get. How about that, huh? What do you say, Tim? Sound good to you? It almost even got this trace right there. Well, I think it actually did. Look at that. It even reached right there. Ugh. Yeah, see, the problem is we don't want to leave any of these black marks here, because that's corrosive stuff right on the trace there. Oh boy. Alright, so we're going to keep just scraping away any of the bad bits I find here. No worries, Zodium. Thank you very much for stopping by. I'm not going to go on for too much longer, folks, but if you do have to head off early to bed, trust me, I understand. And good night. Pleasant dreams. Okay. Yeah, some of this is pretty deep. Yes, Tim. Oh boy, yeah, this it's gonna be a fun one. So this SE30, I will answer myself, Neil. This SE30 was brought to me for repair by Tim in the chat. And it turned on sometimes, and the caps just corroded over time and just leaked and melted onto the board and got all disgusting. And so we just removed those capacitors. So what I'm doing is just taking a look at some of the problem areas on the board. I'm starting to clean them. By no means a perfect clean yet. I mean, this will go through the ultrasonic cleaner, but I'm trying to scrape away some of the more obvious bits of corrosion here. Might as well just get this whole bit away there if we can. There we go. And yeah. Yeah, it's some nasty stuff, but I have confidence. If you said it turned on, I have confidence we could get it to work again. Reliably. Okay. Yes, delicious avocado green. Alright, so yeah, we see, this is what concerns me. So many little teeny tiny little dots of corrosion on every single one of these traces by here. So that's a bit concerning. Oh boy, yeah, let's clean this horrid mess up. Look at this, is just let me adjust this so you see what I see. Close enough. Oh boy. We're just going to continue to scrub around this. Yeah, don't go buy an ultrasonic cleaner now. The prices are stupid inflated for whatever reason. Even the cheapo one I got off eBay went up, so. And that cheapo one, I say cheap, but it was still like $200. Delicious. Oh, Dana, you never fail at a Photoshop. Well, what do I know? I've only seen the completed ones. I love that Mac you did. That's sort of like, it has the mini tower in there. It has like the 2X in there. It is like all these like Centros in there. It's just like this amalgamation of so many machines. It's so ridiculous. I absolutely love it. And I love the little iPod that you did recently. Oh, that was excellent times. What is your Twitter handle? NanoRaptor? Follow Dana on Twitter. Just so many fantastic Photoshops. If you could, you might be able to. You know what, Dana? You are such a lovely fellow. You now have the ability to post links. There you go. Please regale us with your Twitter link in the chat, if you will. Because everybody needs to see Dana's work. She does fantastic work. And she's always releasing these Photoshop versions of Apple products on Twitter. And they are hilarious because a lot of people will just be like, wow, that's super rare. And they don't realize it's just an ingenious Photoshop. No, you're not horribly blind because this stuff is very hard to see without magnification. Very, very hard to see. Even with magnification, it's hard to see sometimes. So don't beat yourself up, Tim. Okay, so that looks significantly better, even after just a scrub dilly up. Oh, I had to click on this. Hold on. Let's see what this is. Oh! I gotta share this. I gotta share this. Hold on. Hold on. This is hilarious. So this is from Dana's Twitter. This is a photoshopped triangular USB connector, which was soon abandoned after some users complained of needing to rotate them up to 6 times before successful insertion. That is fantastic. Oh my goodness. I absolutely love it. Hats off to you. That's great. That is fantastic. Oh boy. So this is oops, did I move over the window too much? Yes, I did. Hold on. I'm trying to get to your Twitter. There it is. There's Dana's Twitter. Subscribe to NanoRaptor on Twitter. Or follow, whatever the kids say these days. Follow, subscribe, whatever. Yeah, do the thing. Let me zoom in there, please. Fan-frickin-tastic Photoshops. Just... I love the one with the screws. Self-tapping. Oh, little mini PS2. Very cute. Oh, there's a bunch of... This is the one I was talking about. Yes. This is... Yeah. So I tweeted out... I stole this from someone else on Twitter because that's how things work. But describe your Twitter account without downloading any new images. You know, just use what you have in your camera roll. And Dana posted this fantastic monstrosity. Oh, I just love that. Oh, I just love that. For people who don't do Twitters, just bookmark Dana's Twitter thing. You don't even need a login. Facebook you need a login for, silly Billy. Just bookmark it. Oh, I love it. These are cool. These are actually pretty cool. I could just spend all day doing... this is just all day. Alright, so we're not going to get too sidetracked here. Fan-frickin-tastic. Oh, boy. You can do that on Twitter if you actually have a Twitter account. In fact, you could log into the Mac84 Twitter account. God forbid you actually want to do that and interact, but let's not be silly about things. Okay, so this cleaned up pretty well. Yeah, that trace looks like it's gone, though. Or at least there's a bunch of gunk all over it. Ew. Let's go back to the microscope view so you can actually see what I'm talking about. My goodness. You have access to an account, so I'm not even going there with you. Okay, so yeah, that's fun looking. That's delicious right there. Ooh. I just nudged it and it just comes all across there. Yeah, let's guess what's under the pile of crust. I like that game. That's a fun game. Tim's like, please don't be bad. Please don't be bad. Please don't be bad. Oh, boy. Oh, lovely. All right, so yeah, this is good. There's so many spots that need some love on this board. Ugh. Ugh. The horror. This just might need, you know, this board I think is actually one of the candidates to have an ultrasonic clean before I put any caps on. I think that's how bad this board is. Yeah, that's the fate of this board right here. This is going to have an ultrasonic cleaning before I go any further with it, because it's nasty. Yeah, I'm more concerned about areas like this chip right here, which has a lot of gunk around the legs here. I just look at all that. There's so much of it under that chip there. Oh, just look at all that's coming out from there. Glue board. Yeah, the glue board was, for those of you who missed it, the glue board was a classic or classic 2 that I repaired, that the previous individual who tried to fix it couldn't get one of the capacitors to solder there, to solder correctly onto the board, so they used hot glue. And that made it lovely to try and fix up, because then I had hot glue that I had to remove from the board without removing the traces and the caps and the pads and all that junk, and well, that was not fun. No pie filling.
You've had enough pie for today, sir.
Oh boy. Let's check over here. Oof. This is like this is gonna be like Bruce's spaghetti mac with all the traces and gunk. That's gonna have to be repaired, but I'm gonna need a new pack of Q-tips. Yes, I went back and actually put glue board in the title of that stream, so if you want to check it out, that was a fun one. Jay left a solder ball on this board. How dare he? Hello, Silicon Graphics. Thank you for joining the chat. Ah, the Centro 650, the 7100, slightly older brother. Not for the weak stomach. No, this stream is definitely not for the weak stomach, because this poor board. But don't worry, it is in good hands. We are going to try and get it up and running again. Reliably. Because technically it still worked. I don't know how. With the amount of traces I'm seeing. I mean, I've had boards where there's just like one trace that was like kind of connected, but not all the way connected. And it didn't even want to turn on. And Tim is saying that this thing actually booted up. Oh my goodness. Alright, so let's take a look over here. Ugh, it keeps getting worse. My goodness. Some nasty goop. Gamer Bay, hello, welcome to the stream. Anybody who's new here, hello, hello, hello. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you subscribed. That'd be awesome. And if you hit the little bell thingy, icon, dealy, whatever you want to call it, that'll let you know when I do a live stream like this one. So if you'd like being notified of such things, feel free to click that little thingy. CD bezel for the 7100. Wow. You know, it's really funny because I mean, I still have those memories in my head of those items being fairly regularly available on eBay or from these small mom and pop shops that used to sell Mac parts and stuff. So it's just amazing to me that some of this stuff is getting so hard to find. I mean, it sucks, but I don't know. Maybe one day we'll have large enough 3D printed parts or whatever to replace some of these bezels. But yeah, it's interesting times to live in, I suppose. Oh yeah, I got a Quadra 840 AV for $5 frickin'. I mean, oh man. Those are the good old days. You know, I look back on some of those things being like, oh, I didn't buy it because it was like $50, and then think of it now like, oh, $50, the thing goes for like $500. Supply and demand, I guess. Yeah, this is definitely going to go in the ultrasonic cleaner. It is nasty. Oh my goodness. Oh. I hope the battery did not leak. That would stink. Okay. Oh, what's this? Alright, so let's go back to... Where'd that window go? Did I... There. Just make sure I have everything up here. Alright, so... Yeah, we... I think I cleaned as much of this board as I can without the ultrasonic cleaner. Are there targeted ultrasonic cleaners? Targeted? That would be an interesting... interesting ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, I wish my 840 AV was working. I get sad every time I think about it. Ooh, yeah, these axial caps don't look too hot either, but I'm going to clip those off because we don't need those stinking up the board. We're going to put brand new ones on there. So farewell, axial caps. See you in hell. Bye. All right, so all the old capacitors have been removed from this board. Yay! Yes, I got your message about that, Nick. I will respond to you about that Macintosh 2. The board is pretty big, but you could just send me the board. You're going to have to be a bit more descriptive of what you've tried and if it chimes at all or anything else like that. But I was going to actually, it would save me from replying to you, Nick. Just go to Mac84.net, click on the Modern button, click on Services, and submit the form there with your Macintosh 2 information. Be as descriptive as possible, please. And I will give you a quote of what it would be to fix that up. But it sounds like you got some issues there. Hopefully that could be fixed. Yeah, so honestly, besides the area around the capacitors here, this board doesn't look too bad. So I am fairly confident that we should be able to get this board up and running again. That'd be excellent. Okay, let me just answer some of the questions in the chat here. My eMac went bang a few weeks ago. So a blue light briefly, then it turned off. Haven't seen a single blown capacitor. Any ideas? It could be the flyback transformer. A lot of those eMacs had capacitor issues. So whether it's on the logic board or the power area of the eMac, it's hard to say. I would join one of those Facebook groups, Low End Mac or Vintage Macintosh Enthusiast, and make a detailed post about your eMac. Note the model of it, if it's the 700 megahertz model, the 1 gigahertz model, etc. You want to be very careful, obviously when you're opening it up, etc. But I would post about it. A lot more people have experience with eMacs than I do. But good luck with that. Those are beautiful CRTs on those machines. Let's see. Yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is going to stop with this board for now. I'm going to put in the ultrasonic cleaner tomorrow, and then I'll continue working on it. But it did clean up pretty good, so let's just take a quick tour around the board just to show you that it looks much nicer than it did before. Obviously, not everything is sparkly clean, but it will be once it gets out of the ultrasonic cleaner. So this still looks pretty yucky, but not too bad. And this area is vastly improved of it once was. It was all disgusting and before. I mean, it's still yucky, but not as bad. And this one over here is going to require some rework. And then this little guy over here is going to require some rework on the traces right here. But really doesn't look terribly bad. So that's pretty good. All right. So Tim, I think your SE30 board has a very strong chance of bouncing back. I'm very happy to have those caps off of that machine because they certainly weren't helping it out just sitting around there. So I'm glad to have addressed those fairly quickly. Doing a virtual cartwheel. Sounds like fun. All right, so got in the Airport Express a few days after it went kaboom. Ugh, that sounds like fun. Oh boy, yeah, I mean that's the problem with those iMacs and eMacs. Unfortunately, those flyback transformers and a lot of the parts for the circuitry to make the CRT work just are not available to find in good quantities. I mean, you might find one on eBay, you might find one for a similar television or computer that might be compatible, but you really just can't order those parts anymore. It's a shame because some of those displays are gorgeous, and when they work, they're fantastic. It's partly the reason why I have a garage full of iMacs that are in unknown condition, because I think, one day one of my, iMacs are just going to stop working, and I'd like to repair them, whether it's swapping out the CRT or what. So the Facebook group is what I'm suggesting, Low End Mac. In fact, let me whip out the keyboard here, and we'll do some link sharing here. How about that? Instead of me just flabbing around my lips here, let's actually send you a direct link. How about that? So here's one of the Facebook groups. Highly recommend Low End Mac. Excellent website and excellent Facebook group. And then we also have Vintage Macintosh Enthusiasts, or Vintage Apple Macintosh Enthusiasts is a long name. And here's that other group. I would suggest joining both of them. And, oh, someone just posted a picture of a palette of G3s and G4s. Oh, that makes me sad. Alright, anyway, let's not get sad. It's very easy to be like, oh, I get so sad. Oh, my goodness. Oh, thank you very much, Dave. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, we're just winding down here. Any questions anybody has, feel free to ask them. I will be working on this board in another stream, probably on Wednesday. So just only a day or so away. So you don't have to wait too much longer for that. But I'm fairly confident we can get this board working again. And we have another SE30 that we have to fix up. And the SE30 that I successfully recapped, I have to go ahead and do a full suite of tests on that to make sure everything is in good condition. But, yeah. Hello, David Rich. Morning, how's it going? 5:30 a.m. in the UK. Well, it's 12:32 a.m. here in New Jersey on the east coast of the U.S. And I'm getting ready to sign off here because I need to go to bed. I really do. But I thank you ever so much for watching here. 1:30 in Japan. Excellent. So, konnichiwa to you. And I hope that everyone has a good day, or good night, or good morning, or good evening, wherever it is. And so thank you so much for watching. Thank you everybody for all the super chats. It's been lovely. Any final questions, feel free to slam them in the chat right now. But if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Don't forget to like that video too, because that helps YouTube say that, hey, this video is good. Share it on social media, all that fun stuff. But thank you so much for the lovely comment, David. That's very, very kind of you. And I hope to have some more scripted videos out soon, but I had some repairs to do. So that's what I decided to do today. But thank you very much for watching, guys. Greatly appreciate it. I'm going to hit the end stream button now. Take care. You can always follow me on Twitter, Mac84 TV. I'm also on Instagram, same handle, Mac84 TV. And I'm very, very glad that you guys like the content. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Have a good night. Take care. Bye.